The situation in Gaza is heating up once again. Israeli airstrikes are killing civilians even after President Trump called to halt the bombing. International activists are being detained, and protesters are erupting around the world calling for justice. At the same time, fragile ceasefire talks are underway in Egypt, with major figures from both Israel and Hamas at the table. So, how did we get here, and what's happening now? Earlier this week, Israeli naval forces intercepted the Global Smooth 8 flotilla, detaining some 400 activists attempting to reach Gaza. Among those detained was climate activist Greta Thunberg. Activists say that she, along with others, were subjected to degrading and humiliating treatment. She was forced to kiss the Israeli flag, paraded, deprived of food, water, and medical care. They were also forced to drink toilet water and held in tightly bound positions for hours. Israeli authorities, of course, deny these allegations, and they insist that the detainees were treated in accordance with the law. Following media reports of these alleged abuses, social media erupted. Netizens called Greta a hero in a world gone silent. Among the detainees is also Pakistan's former senator Mushtaq Ahmed. Responding to concerns over his well-being, the Pakistani government said that he is safe and hopes to evacuate him in the next couple of days. But even as ceasefire diplomacy proceeds in Egypt, Israeli airstrikes continue in Gaza. On October 5th, at least 24 Palestinians were killed, many in or near humanitarian zones. Negotiators from Israel, Hamas, and the United States have convened in Egypt to discuss the way forward, marking a critical phase in the peace efforts. US President Donald Trump has publicly urged participants to move fast to implement his 20-point peace plan. So, who's actually leading these talks? On Israel's side, the key player is Ron Dermer, Israel's Minister of Strategic Affairs and one of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's closest advisors. Born in Miami, Dermer gave up his US citizenship to serve in Israel and later became its ambassador to Washington. He's known as Netanyahu's strategic brain, with deep ties in US politics and Gulf diplomacy. His presence may signal that Israel isn't just treating this as a military truce, but as a long-term strategic negotiation involving Washington and regional powers. On the Hamas side, there's Khalil al-Hayya, a senior member of Hamas's leadership council. He's a veteran politician from Gaza City, born in 1960, and has survived multiple assassination attempts. He's lost several family members in Israeli strikes, yet remains one of Hamas's most influential figures. Once a university lecturer, al-Hayya has become a leading negotiator, often based in Doha. With other senior leaders either killed or in hiding, he's now seen as Hamas's de facto foreign minister, the man trying to balance battlefield realities with political survival. So, what exactly are they talking about in Cairo today? According to reports, the plan would see Israel pull back to a designated yellow line inside Gaza, with the first phase tied to a hostage for prisoner exchange and eventual disarmament of Hamas. Observers do warn that key sticking points still remain. That is, how to verify disarmament, how much territory Israel will retain, and who would govern Gaza, and whether any agreement can survive internal fractures within both Hamas and Israeli political coalitions. And while those talks continue, the world isn't staying quiet. From Amsterdam to Ankara, Paris to London, tens of thousands have taken to the streets. They're calling for an immediate ceasefire and greater humanitarian access to Gaza. In London alone, nearly 500 people were arrested at a protest organized by Palestine Action, a group the UK has since proscribed. The government says it's planning new powers to control demonstrations, citing concerns over public safety and rising community tensions, especially for local Jewish communities. Back in Cairo, though, the stakes couldn't be higher. If negotiators can agree on issues like disarmament, governance, and withdrawal zones, a lasting truce could finally take shape. But if talks fail, another wave of violence could follow almost immediately. The next few days are critical. As war, diplomacy, and public pressure collide, the fate of Gaza and the region will hinge on what comes out of those rooms in Cairo.